What's up? This is your boy Vinyl Crusader. You're tuned in to another episode of Everyday Live Music and Photography. Got my wife here. Want to ask her a few questions if she doesn't mind.
Gosh,
So you're back in school. How do you feel about it?
absolutely wonderful. My counselor is telling me that I can graduate in March, which I think is very far fetched, but hey, gives me hope. I want to just get it done and over with.
So let the people out there know exactly what you're studying, what you're majoring in, and what field you're looking to go into in the workforce after
Oh
you
Lord,
graduate.
babe. I always wanted to be Superman, so there is no focused career that I want to do. But that's why I'm taking social science general. So it's just a general field. It focuses on a lot of things. I can be Superwoman, and because I still honestly don't know what I want to do, but my dream is to become a registered dietitian because I want to stay in food service. So, and I know with that the Ascend program approves it. So,
All right. Um, you spent some time in the military, 4 years. You were during that time. You were with the Special Forces unit. You were airborne, and you got to deploy once to Afghanistan. Just talk to me about your experience in the military and why you decided to get out once your time was up.
when my time wasn't up, I decided to get out because of our relationship. I mean, in all honesty, I'm still in, but I'm part time because, which is a sacrifice that I made for the sake of us.
Well, just talk about your experience while you were on active duty.
It was a great experience. I recommend it to anybody, regardless of the position in life that you're in. It's something that you can take full advantage of, and they just basically take care of your hand and foot. And I loved it. I loved it. It didn't shape me or mold me. It kind of just built my character and molded me into the person that I always wanted to be. Let's just say that. I had an idea, but at the time that I was young when I joined. I was 18 when I joined, and I turned 19 during basic training. But I mean, even in the back of my mind, even though I was very soft spoken and very quiet, I knew the type of person that I wanted to be. I just didn't have the confidence to do it, well, to be it. And yeah, once I transitioned into full time, I just transitioned to the person that I wanted to be.
All right. For anybody who knows you, they know that you're from SoCal, Southern California. Just grew up in Compton, California. Just give me your experience growing up in Compton, California, for the people for the people that the only thing they do know about Compton is what they see on TV and what they hear on on hip hop records. Just share with us some of your what was it like for you growing up in Compton, California.
Well, that was the second part of my life, but like I tell everybody, in my adolescence, it's how you make it. I was 10 when I moved out there, and even though I was in an area that was known and like portrayed to be like the hardest and the baddest, it wasn't that at all. It's really how you make it. The neighborhoods are beautiful. It's not run down, and it's not quote unquote ghetto. So you go out there and you see the exact opposite. Some of the neighborhoods that you ride down, you see the palm trees and you see the street lights, like the same exact that you would see in Beverly Hills. But I mean, as far as the people, they're friendly just like any other place that you go to. So I mean, what you hear and what is portrayed on TV or what you hear in soundtracks is not how it is at all. And regardless of wherever place you go, whether you're in the South, Northwest, in the East Coast or the West Coast, it's how you make it. So I mean, Compton's a beautiful place. So don't.
Okay. For I don't want to use this cliche that you're not a normal black girl, but you're you're not too much into the hip hop scene. You're not too much into the R&B scene. You're more of into the classic rock scene. That's and you listen to a lot of gospel music. But I want to talk about your I want to talk about classic rock and what got you into that type of what got you into that type of music.
And the funk. No one ever asked me that before. It was the funk. I ever since I was younger, I never listened to lyrics of a song. I always listened to the musical background of it. And what's the artist? Fame lately to make 'em know her. Who's that? David Bowie.
Yes.
It's the funk of his music that turned me on. And the Beatles, I never understood what they were talking about, but I always questioned what they were trying to say. And then, like I always just, I never, like I said, listened to the lyrics, but it was just the musicality of it all that draw my attention to it. Like how they just used to go off on these tangents in their music and just got so many instruments. And the music was real back in the day, and I just used to get lost in the music. But like listen to the Mooga Mooga Man, do gin and juice. Like I was never turned on to that. I did it for the crowds, but at the end of the day, like I was always turned on to the funk and the beauty of the music back in the day.
All right. Switching gears up here a little bit. You're a mother of a 2 year old. You're you know, Charlie. That's your first child. Just talk to me a little bit about motherhood and and how do you feel about being a mother, first time mother, and and the bond that you share with your 2 year old, our 2 year old.
It's real, man. Throughout my pregnancy, I never thought about motherhood. I just always wanted what was best for her. And it didn't hit me until I was in labor with her. And I didn't feel the pain to the last minute, but what woke me up was the fact that the pain was getting more and more extreme. And then I had to give birth. Like I had to prepare the hallway for this being to come into the world, and it was like a wake-up call. And that's when the pain just started, like numbing. It was real, it was very painful, 23 hours of whoa. But when she finally came, like it still was a shock. And I still remember this. It's very vivid. I woke up 2 days later, and I didn't know who this thing was sleeping next to me, and I called my father a couple hours, like when I came to, and I was just like, man, I woke up and I realized like I finally had a kid. And that was a wake-up call. But motherhood is the ultimate breaker to a woman. I don't care what anybody says. Like it makes you who you are. It really shows your true colors. And I mean, like if you're not ready, don't do it. And but I mean, at the end of the day, like I can honestly say between you, babe, and her, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Talk about your bond with her.
She's she's my best friend. Little does she know, like I can see her as my mini me. Between like she listens, and I can. It's weird. Like I'm her teacher, and like at times, like like it's hard for me still to understand. Like I am raising someone, but I mean, like at the end of the day, like when we look at each other in our eyes, I know she's mine, and I know like this is the person that I have to, shape and mold to be able to take care of herself when she gets older. It's real. It's real. The bond is very strong, very strong.
All right. Last question. I want you to obviously, your first duty station was, Fort Lewis, Washington, and you know my history and my history about, Tacoma. Just talk to talk to me about your feelings about, Tacoma, Seattle, mainly Tacoma, because that's where we lived and we spent the majority of our time. So just talk to me about your feelings and what about Tacoma and what effect it had on you and what effect it still has on you.
It brought out my free spirit. I can say that. Like when we went back up there the second time, moving from here, like it was, our heart truly missed it. It was the freedom, everybody's, openness, and you know, the people being who they wanted to be, like that really attracted me to that place. I always like greenery. I always like open grounds and fresh air. But I mean, when I first got up there, like I knew it was a culture shock at first because of the environment. But once I met the civilians of that state, oh my gosh, I felt like I was talking to one of my best friends, and I didn't even know the people. But I mean, if you haven't been there, go. It's worth the trip. Seattle definitely, because everybody who is who they want to be, and they're not afraid of it. I mean, the culture there is so diverse. You can do everything in one day, from kayaking to rowing to skiing to hiking, all in one day. I mean, it's definitely the freedom ralliers place to be, shall I say. I mean, it's totally worth the visit, but I mean, once you go, you will definitely fall in love. I miss the food. Sushi's everywhere.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. This is your boy Bounty Crusader,
My time.
and you're watching.
EMP Productions, Everyday Life Music and Photography.
I appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next time.